at this table, it was like freaking Trippie Redd, Avril Lavigne, because they were both opening for him.
I was gonna say,
And I was just there
table.
like,
yeah, what?
oh, and I'm just gonna put this little drum and bass song, and I'm not gonna mention that it's me or anything.
Oh, you just like...
Yeah, I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna like see what happens. It
Your
didn't have.
friends, what the fuck is this?
That's exactly
Like,
what they said. No, he's lying. He's lying.
Why don't you listen, Judge? Listen to me.
Your Honor, he's Cap.
MGK and his whole squad walk into this bar,
Okay.
and I'm like ordering another drink, and I just hear this like, "Yo, you're from New Zealand, right?"
Kia ora plus ones. Today on the show we have a special guest, Will Swinton. If you haven't heard any of his music, go look it up. But we're going to be talking to him today, getting to know him. And he's got the best story about this time that he randomly met Machine Gun Kelly. Like randomly. It was like a actual meet cute in Idaho, okay? And I reckon that's what made this guy he's going to stardom, all right? He's going to stardom.
Plus ones. It's really good. Promise.
Very special guest on the podcast today for Plus Ones. Welcome back, Will Swinton.
How's it
G'day.
going?
I was going to say good morning, but someone might be watching this at night.
You never know.
Good night.
Can't discriminate.
Poor Marty here. So, Will Swinton, you are a musician. We were just talking off air about like what your genre is, and you said like Mumford & Sons, Lumineers, Kings of Leon vibes.
Yeah.
I feel like we're not hearing a lot of that lately. Like, where does that? Oh, I'm gonna ask the boring question. What inspires you?
Yeah,
what
where does that stem
inspires
from?
I mean, it's just like, that's kind of the music I just like grew up listening to. My mum would play that in the car, and I would just hear that and go, all right, this is.
You're like, this is a bit of me.
This is a bit of me. This is a vibe. But to be honest, I wasn't really listening to that in high school. In high school, I was on like SoundCloud listening to like any rap music that sounded like it was made in someone's garage, just like something.
You seem like one of those underground dudes that used to listen to like underground rap.
I only wanted that. If it was like well known, I was like, oh, no, this sucks. Are you kidding me? You're listening to that, bro? No, but I had that phase, and then I had like switched to like a mainstream phase, and in my head I was like, wait. Mainstream is the new underground.
Yeah.
And I was
I like you know what you mean though.
You know what I'm saying? You know, if everyone's underground now, then it's like, wait, well hold on, then who's mainstream?
Because how old are you, Bill?
I'm 24.
24. I was wondering if you were that era, like, because when you were saying like SoundCloud rappers, do you know what I was thinking? I was thinking like Young Lean, like that was the era I was thinking of. Do you remember that era?
Yeah.
Young Lean.
We just come and go.
Yeah.
I remember that phase. That would have been like toward my end of high school. So if you were 24, how old would I have been?
He's 2 years younger than me, so you graduated 2014. 2018.
No, that's when I graduated.
2018, sorry.
Oh, okay. So when I was a year 13, you were a year 9, I think, which means I'd be in your peer support.
Right. No, I remember that. Is that what it's called? Peer support? That's like a
peer support.
You know when the
class?
year
It's like
13s look after the juniors?
Year 9s, yeah.
That's all I remember.
I had this guy, I can't remember what his name was, but he signed me up for all this, like, he signed me up for so much stuff that I had to go to. It was like all this, like, I mean, I had friends in high school.
Yeah. You're just doing all of these extracurricular.
He signed me up for all these like meet a buddy like classes and everything. I was like,
meet a buddy. Did he look at you and go, "He needs that"?
He was like, "No." This guy was just like, I don't know what he was thinking.
So tell us about your music career. So according to this bio we got sent, you've been popping off. You've been popping off lately, all right? You've got some singles. You're doing your thing.
Okay.
When did the music journey start? When did you decide like, oh no, I'm gonna put all my eggs in this basket right now?
I mean, when it started, I wasn't like didn't fully commit, but I went to R&V one year, and I was like watching it, and I was like,
you do look very R&V-esque. Like you look like the demographic.
Okay. Shout out R&B.
I love R&B. Like I love R&B.
I love R&B too.
Yeah.
I was at R&B and I was like watching this DJ play. It was RL Grime.
Oh my god, I love RL Grime.
Me too. And I was just like, that looks like the best feeling in the world. Like, come on, it looked so good. So I was like, I think I'm gonna be a DJ. And I went home from that R&B and I downloaded all this like music software, and I spent like the whole week like figuring out how to make this like drum and bass song.
Yeah.
And I made it, and I remember that like weekend after I made it, I kind of was driving in the car with my friends, and I was just like, just going to put this song on. I'm just going to put this little drum and bass song on. I'm not going to mention that it's me or anything.
Oh, you just play.
Yeah, I'm just going to play it. I'm just going to like see what happens. It
Your
didn't have...
friends, what the fuck is this?
That's exactly what they said. They were like, yo, can we skip this one? I was like, oh, yeah. I was like,
That's crazy.
I was like, oh, yeah, it's like, what is this? Like,
Yeah, this song
Spotify,
sucks.
Spotify.
I'll be like, what? Actually,
Yeah, this
have you
song
not
is-
heard this
yeah,
jam?
yeah.
I love it.
I was like, Spotify radio is tweaking. It didn't have I wasn't singing in it or anything, but that was when I kind of pivoted. It only took a week. And I was like, yeah, okay, maybe, I mean, I had already spent the money on the music software, so I was like, if DJing isn't for me, I went and bought this like little USB microphone from JB Hi-Fi.
Yeah.
And
isn't that sick that it's like, it literally is all you need to
bro,
start?
it's so easy.
Yeah.
Anyone can make music. And
Yeah.
I just was like, yeah, making little tunes, and then
Because like, oh, sorry, because we're here to get to know you, right? So like, you grew up listening to underground rap, and then you decided that one day you were like, you know what, R.R. Grime has inspired me to be a DJ, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but now you sing.
yeah, no, I'm not a DJ. I'm a singer now. The DJ did not.
Yeah.
So where did the singing
Were
like
you
get
always
involved?
singing? Did you always know
Yeah.
you could sing before that?
No, I didn't.
That's crazy, bro.
I just like I don't know what I was like. I made this like little joke song as like a joke, and I was just like, I had I don't know. I just found it so fun, like hearing the like reverb and like processing on your voice like
Yeah.
in my ears. I was like, this is just so fun. And then, like I sucked at singing. If you heard like any
Yeah.
of my like songs that I made before I put anything out, it was like horrific.
I feel like singing, you can, to a point, you can learn. There's a lot of people that like nurture the talent from when they're children. Like a lot of those people we know of, like when I think of like, I don't know, Ariana Grande comes to the top of my head.
Yeah.
Incredible vocalist, right? But she had been performing since she was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
There's like people that have that talent, but then there's like also those people that potentially don't have as much of a voice, but with a bit of work, with a bit of, I don't know, nurturing, you
Yeah.
can actually fine tune your voice.
Totally. I feel like anyone can sing, and I feel like
No, don't say that because I can't.
I
But
mean,
have you tried?
Yes, and I gave it up. I gave it up. But I come from a Filipino background.
Yeah, true.
We're like born singers.
That's singers.
yeah.
We're like born karaoke, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like I just let the country
I've
down.
seen some Filipino karaoke TikToks of just like,
Have you seen the one? There's this one, I forgot his name, I think it's something Garcia, but they're in the middle of like a lake and they're singing Boys to Men
my
on Bended
God.
Knee. Bro, oh man, if we can bring that
I
up.
don't know if I've seen
It's
it,
so
but
good.
I've seen some voices.
So it's just like, that's how I know I'm a half caste Filipino. Like I'm not full, if I was full Filipino, I'd have
You have
pipes.
you have a
it's in
singing
there
voice?
somewhere. It is in there somewhere, bro.
Filipinos, man, they're you guys are built different. You guys are built different. There's someone who was a singer, like, and I remember growing up, got really big on YouTube, ended up on Glee, like
Charisse Pimpinko?
potentially. Charisse sounds familiar.
Yeah, Charisse Pimpinko, and she sings Pyramid with Ayaz. But she is now, just for everyone to know, she is now a man.
Oh, that's right. She
And she doesn't sing anymore. But
She doesn't sing anymore.
yeah,
he,
back,
sorry,
but
he. Sorry.
yeah, he. But back then, he talented as hell.
Talented.
Okay.
Pimpinko.
Wow. Oh, that's a shame that he doesn't sing anymore.
I think he's more of a corporate job now. I think.
That's
From what
crazy.
I know. Please, someone correct me if
I
I'm wrong.
remember
But
watching him on Glee.
yeah, he had share
Like-
like back when she was a she. Like had an episode on Glee. Yeah,
Was it just an episode?
I think so.
I swear, like
No, it was like
I
a
think
cameo.
It was like a few. Yeah, I feel like it was a few.
It was a cameo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never seen Glee.
You've never seen Glee?
Oh my!
No, wait.
I hate to say it. I was a Gleek.
A Glee.
I was see, to Randy, because he knows me, this would be to no surprise.
Yeah.
I'm a bit random like that, like
Right.
this random thing. But Gleek, until it got, there was just one season. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what season it turned, but it just like when the main characters then left the high school, it just like I think it went downhill after that because all those main storylines they went into college and it was just weird because you're not in the Glee group anymore. But all those
Yeah, you're
covers-
just hanging out with high school
But there's
kids.
so many songs. There's so many songs that I know, like classics, ballads, and stuff that I wouldn't have known previous, but I know all the words of them because I watch Glee
The Glee.
so
the
hard.
Gleekness.
I know so many Queen songs because they did Queen episode, with a bunch of
Yeah,
Queen
yeah,
tracks,
yeah.
and I just hadn't really listened to them a lot. But even like all the Journey tracks, Don't Stop Believing, Any Way You Want It, That's the Way You Need, like any of those songs, I know all of them just because of Glee. It's a game changer.
I need to tap in.
But I do wonder if maybe because you're a little bit younger than Randy and I I wonder if maybe it was just you were probably like just too young.
Maybe I just missed it.
for
I was too busy on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. What a vibe. Who were the YouTubers you watched growing up?
You give me like, I'm just like PewDiePie and stuff like that.
I mean, I was
PewDiePie. Wait.
I was watching. You guys remember Ray William Johnson?
Yeah.
That was like
God.
that's like when YouTube first came out. I remember like me and my friends would just
Yeah.
huddle around the computer, huddle around Mum's computer, like
I'm trying to think.
looking
What
at
a
Ray William Johnson,
throwback.
you know?
There was obviously PewDiePie, but who else I watched? I watched Emma Chamberlain from when she was on high school right up, which is weird because I'm like way older. She's probably like similar age to you. I think Emma Chamberlain's like 23, but she was posting when she was like 14
Damn.
and like doing high school vlogs and making them and putting them online. So like I feel like I remember Emma Chamberlain. Do you guys remember? Is it Smosh or something?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
I'm watching that.
You know Smosh?
No, I have no idea what Smosh is.
What?
That's
Honestly-
crazy.
honestly,
That is crazy. You know Ray William Johnson, but you don't know Smosh?
Yeah, I don't know Smosh, but I was like big on like KSI back then.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. That's pretty
I,
good.
yeah, I used to just watch his videos
Yeah.
and like his brother Deji.
Was that like they were on the FIFA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if you guys, Chris Smooth,
Nah.
he does NBA 2K reviews. Yeah, I was like, see, my
know that
YouTube For You page is a little bit different.
Oh, I feel like I watched a few like makeup people. Like I watched The Rise of James Charles, which is funny. Womp, womp, womp. You know that guy?
No, I actually
I've
don't.
heard of James Charles. I know that guy.
Who else did I watch? There's heaps. The girls had a plethora of creators.
Yeah.
Like there was so many like makeup creators and stuff like that. Or the Dolan twins. Do you
I
know
used
the
to be
Dolan
into
twins?
those families like that used to be
The
on
B
YouTube.
family.
Like yeah, and like I forgot their name, but they were like a Hispanic couple.
Oh, Austin Broom.
Yeah, yeah,
What's his
yeah,
name?
yeah.
Austin
and-
McBroom. Is
yeah,
that his name?
yeah, and
I think
Oh, wait,
I've
but
heard
he's
of
like-
these guys.
yeah, and yeah, now he's
Yeah,
yeah,
I've
now
seen
he's
some.
like
I've seen
yeah,
some.
he's a
But
bit
then
off now.
there
But
was all these videos of him last year, and because he
the Janoskians.
Oh my god!
Oh,
I've been watching Bo from the Janoskians. He's been coming up on TikTok. He's a labourer or something now.
Yeah, he's lost
and he
himself a little
talks
bit.
about the rise and fall. One of the Janoskians used to date Ariana Grande.
Crazy. Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Remember they
Oh.
did the milk challenge?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then we
What a
did
These are the
throwback.
crazy dancers, right?
No, that's
the
Justice Crew.
The
No, you're
Janoskians.
thinking of the Jabwalkies.
Oh, right. Okay, wait. Frick.
What a mix up.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Jabberwockies.
What a
You,
mix up.
Justice Crew.
I was like, damn.
One guy from the Justice Crew is in the
Jabberwockies
Wiggles
are
now.
getting Ariana Grande. Damn, I need to get my moves up.
Yeah, hard. But you know, he's one of the guys from Justice Crew is in
He's the Wiggles. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Lenny.
all online. They call him the Hot Wiggle. He's good. He's a good looking fella.
He's got a twin.
This is still the Janoskians?
No, this is
No, this is
Justice
Justice
Crew.
Crew.
Oh,
No.
Justice Crew. Right.
Two Aussie groups.
Yeah,
but
no, I know
Justice,
Justice
Crew
Crew.
could sing. They could
Yeah,
sing.
I know one of their songs. I can't remember what it was.
Janoskians.
Boom, boom, skin
Yeah, they had a real
high,
rise and
yeah,
fall, and I
that
don't
was
really
nice.
know what the fall was about. I think they just got potentially too. They just blew up really quick. Classic. You don't have the right people guiding you. You spend all your money, and all of a sudden you got nothing.
Peak too early, man.
Yeah.
Those old
Anyways, bro,
YouTube
back to
days.
you. Back
This
to
is
you,
a
man.
real
Those
tangent.
YouTube days
Okay,
were
so
good.
let me look up the places you played internationally thus far. Austin, Texas, which was my favorite on the list because I love Austin. You played in the UK and you played in Barcelona.
Barcelona.
So have you amassed a little bit of an international audience at the stage? Like,
Yeah. A little bit.
and
Like,
how did you have a song that just like blew up? Like, what's the come up there? Was it like a TikTok blow up or something like that?
I was working at Jump, the trampoline park.
Oh,
that was
shout out
like
to
I
Jump.
love that place.
yeah, I was there for like I think I worked there for about 4 years.
Yeah.
I was just working there from high school. And while I was working there was when I started making these like songs, and I put this one song on Spotify, and a couple of like managers and labels from LA found it and reached out to me on Instagram. And they
Wow.
were like, have you got any plans of coming out to America anytime?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I do. I told them all I was going to be there in 2 weeks, but I obviously hadn't booked anything or
Yeah.
done anything. I told them all I was going to be there in 2 weeks, and I was like, if I can lock in 5 meetings with these like managers and labels, then I'm just going to resign at Jump. I'm going to
Yep.
sell my car and just go over there and see what happens. And so I locked in these meetings, sold my car and quit at Jump, and flew over there and met up with a bunch of these managers. One, like the first time I met this guy, he had given me like the worst, most sketchiest deal ever. He managed an artist that I really liked, so I was like, I thought he was like the real deal, but he like gave me this like thing to sign. He's just like, yeah, let's just get this done straight away. And I was like, oh,
he was like, fresh meat, we'll just chuck him whatever.
Like, and it was the worst deal ever. But so like, thank God I didn't sign it. I'm not gonna name him, but you're a twerp. But then I met this other kid who is like actually my manager now, and we just got along real well, and I really loved his music taste, and we just basically had the exact same music taste, and we just got along real well.
Yeah.
And for the rest of that trip, I was just in the studio with him every single day, like making music. And I didn't realize at the time, but it's not too normal for a manager to be coming into like the studio every day and just
really?
like help, like you know, they'll help you out with all this stuff, but like he was coming into the studio every day with me and the producer and just hanging out, and we were just like making music and just like kind of finding my sound a little bit. And then after that, I went back to New Zealand, and I had $0 to my name. I had spent it all over there. Like just to get over there was already like expensive enough. And then he ended up covering me and flying me back out.
Yeah.
He was staying in a flat with like a bunch of his friends at the time, and then ended up moving into a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
And then flew me out and let me stay on his couch for like 6 months out there while we recorded this whole album, or this whole EP in his living room. And then we were just going into these like label meetings. We had we basically had like just full decked out meetings with labels, and we were just, at the time I was just me and him were both just completely delusional. Like I didn't even have like really any great, like I didn't even really have any good songs at the time. But
how old were you around this time?
I was about 21.
Damn.
I was about 21.
That's like so ballsy to go over and just go, you know what, I'm throwing it all in here and going for it. Like I just think at 21 I would be like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, I need a plan B. I'm too scared.
It was I don't know. I mean, it was like it was a little bit spooky at the start. Like my dad was like super against it. He was like, no, you're not going over, like, because he was like, just wanted me to
make
go to uni or something, or at least get like some sort of like
degree,
just something under me. And then went over. My mum was like all about it. She was like, no, you gotta go. You gotta go.
That's cool.
Yeah, my mum was all about it. And then just we were going into these label meetings completely delusional. Like, just thought we just thought we were. Looking back at it, it was just like hilarious. But we didn't actually end up signing with a label for like 2 years after that. But I'm glad we
persevered.
Was there any like gut feeling, you know, being young, 21, working at Jump, and then you get all of these emails, hey man, do you have any plans of coming out to America? Was there any like part of you that was going like, is this a scam?
Yeah, hard.
Yeah, it was a little bit like, I mean, I would just like do a little stalk through their profile and be like, is this person legit?
Does this guy look legit? Does he have a verified tag? Like, what's the vibe? You know, like.
Yeah, but I honestly didn't know what to expect. When I flew over there, I had only booked accommodation for 1 week because I didn't have enough to
fair enough.
Fair enough.
But I went over there, and my flights were booked for. I was going there for 3 months, so I had booked my flights for 3 months. And when I flew over, they stopped me at the border, and they're like, "What are you doing here?"
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh, I'm just here for like a holiday and just." Kind of, you know, doing a bit of meetings and stuff, and they were like for 3 months, and I was like, yeah. And they're like, what are you gonna do like the rest of the time? And I was just like, oh, just go skateboarding and go to the beach. And they were like, we're gonna need you to step in this back room. They were like, we're gonna need you to step in this back room. And I was like, oh my gosh. The whole time I was thinking I was gonna get sent home. I was but I had to go in this back room, and I was in there for like 4 hours. You're not allowed to use your phone. I was hearing all these people get sent home, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just wasted all my money on this flight, and I'm going to get sent right back to New Zealand. And I clutched up.
Yeah, correct.
No, I just got lucky. I got a lucky guy, and he was just like, asked me a couple questions and he stamped me. He's like, "Welcome to the United States," and I was like, "Let's go." And then
You're a bit like that though, eh? Like I remember last time I went, it's literally I walk in and I was there for all but 2 weeks. How long are you here for? I said 2 weeks.
They're
Yeah, but what
mean,
date
eh?
do you fly out? And I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure it's this day. Yeah, so 2 weeks. And I'm like, yep. You know, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
Holiday,
it's
bro. Like, give me a break. But they're so intense.
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
TSA
scary.
agents are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't been to the States, eh?
Nah, I've never been
I
to the
remember
States.
leaving. Flew back home from the States last time I did from Houston, and there were some crazy agents in there.
Yeah.
Like walking through, and I accidentally went to the wrong line. What the hell do you think?
Yeah.
No, literally, get back over there. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. The person told me to go. No, I'd stay the fuck back there. Right?
Yeah.
But then the next stage, I'd be like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And then just like, he's got your back.
It depends on the.
It's like a little
depends
power
on the
trip. They get a
agent,
little
yeah.
power trip in the airport. Yeah. But I mean, hey, they're doing their best to keep the country safe.
Yeah, love them all. Love
Period.
them all. Seriously, love them all.
Please let me back in next time I go.
So fast forward 2 years, you've now signed to this label. What was the move from there in terms of like, did they? Because you know, I watch a lot of interviews and I see a lot of like artists, like especially upcoming artists, and they fall into like this, I guess, hole of like their label kind of changing and trying to, especially when they're super young, trying to change them and
Mold you.
trying to mold them
Yeah.
into something that's for the industry.
Yeah.
So what was that like?
I heard you hear all the crazy stories
Yeah.
about labels, and there are there are a lot of labels out there that are like that. But this shout out my label, honestly, they rock. Everyone at my label is just so chill. It feels like I'm still just releasing independently, but I've just
Yeah.
got the help of
Yeah.
like if I could put out any song I wanted to and just be like, this is what I want to put out.
Yeah.
Or I could put out 10 at a time and be like, I want these all to come out. Like they're just they're religions, and they're just like some of my best pals over there now as well. Shout out Benicio.
Oh, that's so wholesome.
Yeah.
That's so wholesome. So when you've performed to like international crowds and stuff, what is that like? Because did you expect when you started on this journey? I imagine being from New Zealand, like little old New Zealand, we're like, you know, ocean locked, you know, I feel like you kind of half expect that you'll be doing like New Zealand and Oz gigs for quite some time.
Yeah.
That breakout into that international scene, what was that like?
I was doing, like, I feel like my shows I'm way less nervous for shows in America and
Of course, 'cause
overseas.
you don't know anyone.
Than
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, I'm like performing, I'm like, you guys are not real to me. Like, this is not real. But as soon as I play a show here or in New Zealand,
Yeah.
and I see someone I know, I'm like, okay,
They're coming
this
to
is
see
a
me
little bit real.
sing.
This is real. You are real. I know you. So it's like a little bit more daunting. But I don't know. It's kind of I feel like I just got a bit lucky that I got my career just kind of started over in America. So I've just had the like I feel like my shows that are overseas are a bit bigger than my ones that are back here.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
That's a bit of a flex, actually.
it's cool.
Do you know what is a flex? And this is and again, like, it's so cool to have you on the potty and like getting to know you for the first time, because I like personally, and I say this like with respect, didn't know like about your music until like today.
Yeah.
But this is so buzzy, and I remember our producer Troy was like, "Hey, we're gonna get Will Swinton on the show."
Yeah.
He's like a local artist, but he does heaps of music overseas. And I remember like literally the night before, I seen you on an interview talking about this Machine Gun Kelly story.
Oh yeah.
And I know like you might have repeated it like maybe like 5 to 10 times already, but like for our
Yeah.
podcast,
Tell
because
us.
it's such a cool, it's such a
That's
buzzy
crazy
story. Yeah, it's such a
crazy
buzzy story.
So basically, me and my manager, we had just came back. We had just came back from into America, and I don't know if I could say this, but we were just. I had been going back and forth between New Zealand and LA real often, and at the time I didn't have a visa, like a proper visa. I was just on the holiday visa, so I was like, I was just a bit worried that the people at the border, were going to be like, yo, you can't just keep coming back and forth here. So we went and booked like a 1 week trip to Idaho.
Yeah.
Just so when I went back over to America, I could be like, oh yeah, I'm not going, I'm not coming straight back and forth between New Zealand and we're going to Idaho. And so we went to this lake in Idaho, and while we were out there, I was at this bar with my manager and his brothers. We were just having like some beers and drinks, and MGK and his whole squad walk into this bar.
Okay.
And I'm like,
oh my God.
I'm like, holy shit.
Were you a fan at this point? Like, were you a fan of Machine Gun Kelly?
I mean, I liked like his music, and I just knew like who he was, and like I wasn't like an
ultra fan.
I wasn't like an
die
ultra fan.
hard,
You know, I wasn't freaking.
But
Like,
obviously
I
you
was
see
obviously
someone
still
famous and you
freaking
go,
out, and like
"Holy hicko."
being
In
from New
Idaho,
Zealand. You know,
yeah.
being from New Zealand, we don't see like it's not often that we see like some. Like I'm like, this is not real. Anyway, so I was like to my manager, I was like, should I go and ask him for a photo? I was like, should I go and ask him for my
That's so
manager?
Kiwi of you,
I'm
man.
I was like, I don't want to like forget this moment. I'm like, my friends will crack up at this. And then my manager's like, absolutely not. Just like let's just let him be, bro, and whatever. And then like 45 minutes later, we're just still there drinking. I'm up at the bar, ordering another drink, and I just hear this like, yo, you're from New Zealand, right? I'm like,
me?
You're like, wait, hold up.
I was like low-key freaking out. I was like, how? I was like, do you know me? And he's like, no, I got a bunch of friends from New Zealand. You sound exactly like them.
Holy.
And I was like, holy cow. And then he just starts talking to me. He's like, so what do you do? He's like talking about, and I'm there just like,
what the hell?
Talking to him, I was like, I could just feel my manager and his brother's like eyes just like staring in the back of me. I was like almost like looking over them, like, you seeing this? And then he's just like, so what do you do? And I was like, it's funny you ask. Actually, I'm trying to
crack the music thing,
figure this whole music stuff out.
Yeah.
And he was asking me like about what kind of music I make and like who I listen to. And then he's like, I'm intrigued by you. He's like, I'm playing a show out here tomorrow. I want you to come backstage and play me your shit. And I was like,
okay.
All right. I was like, all right.
It's like American Idol.
I was like, okay. I was like, okay.
Jackson.
And keep in mind, like we had been drinking a lot at this bar.
Yeah.
So like I woke up the next morning.
You're like, oh,
Did I just dream about that?
I woke up the next morning. I was like, ran downstairs. I was like to my manager, I was like, did that really happen? And he showed me, and he had a
photo.
like his
He had proof.
he had his manager's like number or something like
the
that.
contact, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, like this is happening. We went there. We went to the show that night, and I thought it was going to be him and his like whole squad in this green room. But it was literally, I walk in, it's literally just him in this massive green room, and he's got it decked out. He's got like every snack you can imagine, all the drinks, and he's just got like these massive speakers, and then on top of the speakers is his like cat that looks like a little cheetah. And I was like, this is just like, this is how you ought to live.
Yeah, it's different on the other side.
Hold up.
I'll
And
be
then
like, any Megan Fox?
yeah, I was keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where's my
okay.
sis? Where's my sis?
And then he was just like, he just hands me the aux for the speakers, and he's like, play me the shit you were telling me about. I was like, all right.
Sweet ass, bro.
And I plug in and I start like playing some music, and he's just there. He's there sitting down, like, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this, but he's just sitting there rolling his little doink. I was like, all right. I'm panicking a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I start playing this music, and I have it kind of like average volume, and I'm pacing kind of around the room, just like, I don't know what to do.
That's a very weird, like, I'd be having like an out of body experience.
Like, I didn't know what to do. I was like, do I go and like sit next to him and go like,
what do you reckon, buddy?
What you think, pal? And then so I was just obviously pacing around the room, panicking, and he gets up and like walks over to the speakers, and I thought he was like, he starts reaching for the volume, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's gonna turn it down. He doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Or I had it too loud. I'm probably annoying him. Come on, man. And then he just blasts it full volume and just like goes and starts sitting back down and just vibing to it. I was like, That was cool. That was dope, man. And then, yeah, basically he just like really liked it. He called his manager and we made his manager come and listen. And then they both really liked it. And they ended up bringing me and my manager out the next weekend to Cleveland. He had a sold out show in Cleveland because obviously that's like his hometown.
Yeah.
And he had a sold out show in Cleveland, 60,000 person stadium. We were just there hanging with him, having like a buffet with him there before his show. And it was like, at this table, it was like freaking Trippie Redd, Avril Lavigne, because they were both opening for him.
I was gonna say,
and I was just there
table.
like,
what a buzzy table.
And like, just names at this table. I was like, holy cow, this is crazy. And he did the most epic show ever. And I was just like blown away. He zip-lined from like one half of the stadium to like the other half. He had this whole zip line. And when he hopped on it, he like flew down that zip line. Afterwards, he was yelling at some guy. He was like, I did not know it was going to be going that fast. And like he flew down this thing. I was like, shit, that looked dangerous. But he flew down this thing. And then afterwards we went out. I'm in the back of this van with MGK, and Avril Lavigne is pouring us shots that we're having. We go out and, I mean, it was just like, it was just weird.
Do you call them by like their full names? Like when you see Avril Lavigne, do you go, hi Avril Lavigne?
Hey Avril Lavigne. Hey Avril Lavigne. No.
Or when you think
hey, Avril.
are you on like nickname basis and you just go Kelly?
Everyone just calls him Cal, so I'm just like, yeah.
Kels.
Yeah, hey Kels.
Is his actual name Kelly?
No, it's Machine Gun.
It's Machine Gun. Yeah, it's on the passport. It's Coulson. I believe. Coulson.
Interesting. That's such an American name, eh? Coulson.
Coulson. Hey Coulson.
Coulson. Just like Connor and Brad and Chad.
So what's the aftermath after that? Like just like
do you
you keep in contact with him?
Yeah. I mean, we like were hanging with him. This was like this was before I had signed with any label or anything. So he was trying to start, or I don't know if he has started it, but he was wanting to start his own like kind of independent label. And I think he was looking to kind of sign me under that. And then, but that just like, obviously that we didn't go with him, but it was just kind of, it was perfectly in timed with all these other labels that we were talking to, because we were in a bit of like we were in the middle of negotiation,
you were
so
like
it was
kind of shopping around, like trying to figure out what was right.
Yeah. So it was like it really helped out with me to get the deal that like I wanted. Not like saying that I'm like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like,
you just know your worth, King.
Yeah, I mean, MGK is a legend for just
like giving you the time,
like
mate.
Yeah, he did not have to do that whatsoever, and it was like it wasn't there wasn't any like press or anything in that. Like it wasn't like him trying to do something nice to like look nice. It was just like he was just
like
a genuine dude that like genuinely was like cares about.
I do wonder when you get to that level of fame, like when you have real genuine connections with people, I wonder if you just like cherish it even more, because obviously like when you become a celebrity, I imagine like those kind of interactions, really genuine ones where people aren't talking to you because of who you are or like don't want something from you. Like I feel like life would become really transactional. So probably having like a really random genuine interaction with a guy in Idaho in a bar that randomly is from New Zealand, you know some guys from New Zealand. I wonder if it's one of those things where he was like, damn, that was so cool. Yeah. Might have been like universe vibes. He's like, something connected us today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. That's actually such a cool story.
Yeah, no.
You can keep telling that story for the rest of your life.
I know. That is honestly my craziest story that I have. And
are you in contact with him at all now?
We're still like,
hey bro, remember me?
Yeah.
The guy from Idaho.
My manager is like just real close with his manager now.
Cool.
It's cool. Like my manager, like we were both getting started together. Like when I moved in and slept on his couch, like he doesn't have any other artists on his roster. It's like just me and him, and we were kind of just like navigating this whole we were navigating both of our careers together at the same time. It was honestly
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah. It's kind of like two best buds, just like
Yeah,
trying to
no,
make
he's
it.
literally like
Yeah.
he's honestly like my best friend
Yeah.
on the planet, and he knows me better than anyone on the planet.
So what label did you end up going with in the end?
I'm with Capitol Records, and it's like a joint thing with Capitol and these guys called 10K Projects.
That's cool.
And I love them both.
Yeah. And what's your 2025 Will Swinton? What's the plan? You got a plan or a journey you're on?
I have this tour coming up in like 2 weeks. I'm playing in Australia, New Zealand, and then back over to America. And then once I play in America, I'm just gonna stay there for the year and just keep making music and trying to do this whole thing.
Where are you playing in New Zealand?
I'm playing at this. I think it's kind of a new one called Double Whammy. It's like
Ooh.
you know, have you heard of that one?
I have not heard of
Is
that.
it on K Road? Kananga Road?
Yeah. It's like this new. Apparently, it's. My drummer is saying it's his new favorite venue,
Oh,
so
really?
I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm excited to.
I'm pretty sure Double Whammy's the old Whammy bar.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
Whammy's a
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah,
but
they
is it
took
just
out-
bigger and better or
Yeah,
something?
they took out I think they've renovated it or something. I haven't seen the place, but they took out some wall or something, and now it's like a big
big
500
open.
cap
That's
venue.
mean.
And then when you come upstairs, I don't know if you've tried this before, but have you had White Lady before?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, the White
Oh,
Lady's
yeah.
right across.
oh yeah, that's my spot.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
open 24 hours.
I
man.
know. That's the only thing is I've got such a late sleep schedule.
Yeah.
Like I go to bed really late, and so nothing's really open at that time, and unless you want McDonald's, but White Lady's always open, so sometimes I'll miss it over and I'll get a little burger at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
I rate that.
Yeah.
You're right. You are right though. Apart from McDonald's, what else is open?
I know it's
The
in America.
kebab store even closes at some point.
In America, you go on Uber Eats past 12 o'clock, and you can just go and just keep scrolling. There's infinite options, but over here it's if your only option is McDonald's. So,
And America's pretty gangster for that stuff.
it's so gangster
Uber
for
Eats, honestly, Randy, America.
Yeah.
Only thing is expensive, like tipping and all that kind of stuff. You
that. Don't get me started on tipping.
Oh, it's
That's
so hard.
so annoying.
You know what I find the wackiest thing there is when you go to a bar. So I mean, I know you don't even really drink, Randy, but you say you're ordering your Fanta.
Mm-hmm.
You probably don't drink Fanta. You actually would.
I love a Fanta. Fanta's my second favorite fizzy.
say you're going
What's
to
the first?
grab a Fanta,
LMP.
Okay.
but you have 3 Fantas throughout the night. In America, you can't just pay for one drink with a card. You have to open a tab. So you open a tab, but you can open and close the tab each time if you don't want to keep a tab open and hand your card over.
That
So
just sounds like
literally,
admin.
you're in a bar, and if you were buying a drink each time, you got to open and close a tab. So every time you go get a drink, you got to sign for it.
Yeah, they bring out the little receipt.
You're
and
like
they
a
go,
little receipt.
"Here
You
you
got
go."
to sign for it. So say you go out for a night and you don't want to open a tab and you buy 5 drinks in the night, you have to sign for it every time. And I'm just it doesn't feel like common sense.
No, it's so annoying. And
So, whereas here, we just pay wave it, and you're off. That's
Yeah.
it.
I could rant about it, but
It's admin. It's admin, right?
I won't.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about AI?
AI? I'm a bit hesitant toward AI. AI.
AI.
But I've even been ChatGPT, no.
Right.
But recently I've been coming around to it. You know what I love? On Facebook Messenger, there's a feature, if you miss a few messages in combo, you can AI summarize it. And it'll be Randy says he wants to go here for lunch. Desh has replied with this. Will really wants to go to this place for lunch. They're now wondering what you want to do. And it's summarizes the whole conversation. Now I'm getting into AI.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to make my life better.
ChatGPT is kind of handy.
Yeah.
Songwriting wise, or just
anything. I'll literally anything. I just do the one where you can just talk to it, it's kind of Siri, and I'll just talk to it about everything. And the more you talk to it, the more
The more it
useful
gets to know you, right?
it gets. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
yo,
I kind of rate that.
yo.
Yeah, you're like, hell, hold on a minute.
Wait, hold on.
I had to write, what are the last 2 times I used ChatGPT? Oh, I used it the other week because I'm trying to get this house and I was writing a letter to send to the person who's selling it to try convince them to sell it to me. So I get ChatGPT to help me write that. And then another time when we had the treaty principles bill, when everyone was writing submissions opposing to it. ChatGPT helped me like structure
Let's go.
my submission. And then I was like, this is so good. They might ask me to read it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Where was this when we were in school?
Bro,
like
I
I can't
know.
imagine what school's like. What are they?
but even at uni, but apparently at uni, they've got tech now that can tell if you've used AI to help you write the essay. And I'm like, man, I was really out here grinding. But imagine you could go, like, I don't know, you guys haven't been to uni. Oh, you did a little bit of uni.
I
but
did I dropped out.
But like at uni, say you get given a text to read, right, to help you with the essay that you're trying to write, and you got to reference it throughout the essay. You'd be able to get that text and put it in ChatGPT or in an AI summarize it, and actually understand it.
Yeah.
There was no way I was reading half that text. I would write the essay and then find quotes to match it after. But now I could use ChatGPT to be like, can you find some quotes that match this essay?
Yeah, it's you can
and
ask
give me the reference
anything.
it. Yeah, and then APA reference it for me. Thank you. Killed it.
I hated APA referencing. That was the worst
Bro,
part.
it's the worst. I had like a site that would help me, but still, I still feel like I was just battling.
Don't know what APA referencing is at
Oh,
all.
do you know what? And I haven't used it since. So what does it really matter?
Yeah.
What does it really matter? No one's even asked to look at my degree since I've been in the real world. I have it. It's framed.
Well, let's go. Yeah, you
No
carry
one
it around
cares.
everywhere.
No one
Carry
cares. Like, actually, no one cares. Like, I think we producer Troy who sits with us.
Troy.
He's done the whole degree bar one paper, and so he's like in that. You're kind of in that trying to figure out whether or not you do the paper or you just leave it, because he's already well deep into the adult world and he's amazing at his job. But then I sit there and I can honestly say, Troy, if you go apply for a new job and write that you have that degree, they're not going to ask to see the piece of paper, because we're 10 years out of school now. Like, how many years? We're 7 years out of uni. Like, no one's going to ask to look at it.
I might.
Yeah. I feel like, because we're not
Troy.
doctors.
Just for
You know
shits
what I
and
mean?
gigs,
Like,
man.
we're not doctors.
Yeah.
Like, they don't care
Yeah.
if you got your broadcasting degree or not. They don't care that I majored in TV and screen. I don't work in that. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, no one cares. Uni, a scam. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. It's good for some.
Well.
It's good for some. Let's get some more nurses, guys. Apparently nursing is the most popular degree in New Zealand.
It's the most.
I know a couple of nurses.
Are they
Yeah, I
Filipino?
thought it would be a BCom, like business commerce.
Well, maybe I only know one. Yeah.
What do you what did you think the most popular would be?
What
Degree.
degree?
Yeah.
Yeah, like nurses or lawyers. They just seems to be like.
Yeah. Lawyer, but nah, heaps of people drop out of being a lawyer.
Same. My sister did a little bit of law, and she was like, "Nah."
It's hard.
Yeah.
It sounds hard. Or me acting like I know. It's hard.
Yeah.
It just sounds like I found a communications degree hard. So like, and I really thought I was smart.
I think it's because the Suits, you know, the show Suits. I think that
Oh,
had like
really
another little
glamorises it.
a bump, you know, so people would
Shout
be
out
like,
Meghan Markle.
"Oh, hold on."
I truly couldn't be a lawyer
Daddy's
because
close
I
one.
feel like I'd get like mad in the courtroom and want to cry. You know what I mean? Like when you're arguing, you want to cry when you're arguing.
No, he's lying. He's lying.
Why don't you listen, Judge? Listen to me.
Your Honor, he's Cap.
That's actually what it would be like, though. But hey, Will, at the end of every episode of Plus Ones, we do have a little game. It's just a little fun one. It's called Take a Knee or Therapy. So basically, we get like submissions, like confessions from our Plus Ones, and it's like they might just admit, so they get something off their chest, and we have to decide whether it's a take a knee, we just let it slide, or if it's their therapy, like they need to go to therapy.
Okay,
Yeah, are you ready?
I've got a couple actually.
Oh, you want to throw one in the mix?
Oh wait, are you guys?
I've got some, but if you want to throw
Are
one in
you
the
the
mix,
confessors, and I decide if we let it slide?
they're not from us. We're reading them from our like Plus Ones that listen
Oh,
every
okay,
week.
good.
Okay, but if you
Good.
would like to add
Well,
something,
no. I was like, all right,
what are you
well,
gonna
I'm
say?
do this.
I'm like, gee,
Good,
get amongst
okay.
it. I've got a couple.
Just
I've got a couple.
out
Let's have a
something
look at
completely
what one.
ridiculous. Is this alright or
Fully
not?
cancelled. You guys go dead silent. I'm
Yeah.
like, guys, this,
Yeah, but I'm Will Swinton and I make music.
Okay, here we go. Take a knee or therapy. I told my missus I loved her, but ended up with her sister. Wait,
wait, say that again. Let me calculate.
we haven't done this one before, eh?
No.
Okay. Take a knee or therapy. I told my missus I loved her, but ended up with her sister. Where? That's what it says. Where?
I don't think it's therapy. Cause like it just happens, man. Life's life. You know, like life's life. There's
Yep.
a million people that say I love you to people that don't really mean it. You know what I mean? Do you write love songs?
Yeah, a little bit.
So
Sad ones.
what's your
But I
Dabbles.
don't
City
throw
dabbles.
around that word at all. So I'm here processing that a little bit.
Okay. I'm saying therapy because what do you mean you go for a sister when there's that many other wahine in the world?
Yeah, that's true. And
Yeah.
like,
It could
least
have been
you-
anyone
how are you
else.
supposed
in the
to,
family.
you know? Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Have you ever wanted to date more than one sister at once? Or,
More than one sister
at
at
once?
once?
Pause. Have you ever like thought someone was alright, but also thought their sister was alright? And don't say me.
No,
I'm just-
I mean, yeah. But like, if I'm the type of person that if I like you, like, if you're within close proximity, like, you know the whole girl code, bro code shit, like, I'm just not gonna go there regardless.
Yeah.
You know, and that like, I'll find you attractive, yeah, but
a loyal man.
I'll
A
find
loyal
your sister
man right
attractive,
there.
but I won't like move to her.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's way too close. That's like the closest you can get.
Yeah,
Would you date your guy mate's sister?
I would consult them first if they let me,
Yeah.
but only if like we're within similar like ages, if that makes sense. Like if the brother and sister are like 1 or 2 years apart, and so she's like only like 2 years
Yeah.
younger or 2 years older,
Yeah.
then I would. But like if they're like, if she was year 9 when we were year 13, then like
That's weird.
that's yeah,
That's strange and
No.
maybe illegal.
yeah. No, like it's actually no, it's only 5 years different. It's like a 25-year-old
Yeah, but
than a 20-year-old.
a 9-year-old a year 9 is like 13.
Whoa. Okay, let's get to this next one.
Yeah. Next one. Next
Skip
one.
to this next
What do we decide?
question.
Take a knee or therapy?
I'm saying take a knee. I'm saying take a knee because I
I'm
don't
saying
think it's,
therapy.
yeah, I don't
So you
think
said
What
that.
does take a knee mean?
It's just like you let it slide. Like, oh, we'll take a knee on that one.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
All right.
so. It's like take a knee
Well-
is good, therapy's bad.
I mean, I'm gonna say therapy, but I need to hear
nuance.
more about this. I need to dive in more a little
Yeah,
bit.
because there's not much context. Like I feel
Yeah,
like
exactly.
it sounds like the bro is just like a little bit of a player.
It could have been years later, you know. Could have been
Yeah.
years later, but
Yeah.
That also sucks.
we
Yeah.
don't know.
Hey, imagine that, Like you're.
No, but what if you got with someone and then you were like, then you realized they were sisters? That would suck.
Whoa.
Yeah. Anyways, can't say that's it. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Anyways, next one. Take a knee or therapy. Met a guy on holiday who I liked, but he did me dirty, then didn't pay me back money he owed me. But I have his card, saved it, and used it to book me and the girls a car for our next trip.
Take a knee.
I think take a knee.
Take a knee as
Take a
well.
knee.
That's all good. I'm
Take
like,
a knee and keep going.
I feel like there's, karma. You know, you got put good energy out and you receive good energy back in. That's kind of how you want. And if you don't, then obviously,
Bite
you
you
will
in the
get
ass.
your comeuppance. Okay, I don't believe we've used this one before, but it's on my kind of like, I've got a bunch that I've saved for a while. Take a knee or therapy. At the office Christmas do, there was a camera going around for photos. Have we done this one?
No, not that I remember.
The next day, everyone gathered around because someone had taken nudes. I had a look and realised they were actually my bits. No recollection at all.
That's so that obviously means that she took them, right?
We don't know if it's a she or he.
They took them. Like,
Could be your bits.
yeah, they took them.
Imagine that though. Imagine that everyone's like, what?
Whose willy is
And
this?
you're like,
You can't walk into work the next morning. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so take a knee or therapy for that one.
It's like in the middle because it's like your fault. You know what
Do
I
you
mean?
know, I'm saying take a knee because there's no recollection.
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
You didn't know who she was. It was Patricia.
Yeah.
You know?
Because, like, if it was someone else taking the photos and it goes,
Yeah.
then it's like therapy.
Yeah.
But it's like you did that yourself. You were just horsed.
Yeah,
take a knee.
take a knee.
Okay,
All right.
I'll say take it easy too.
Oh, there we go. Well, hey, Will, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, my
Thank you guys for
man.
having
That was
me.
a pleasure, not a chore. And that's what we love to
Okay.
hear. That's what we love to hear. But where can anyone find you if they want to see you online, music? Like, how are we searching you up?
Will Swinton on all platforms.
Easy. Boom.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice when you have a name no one else has, eh?
Well, sorry if there's any. Actually, there was this other Will Swinton that had the my @ on Instagram. So I was like, it took me a while to.
You had to add another
convince
N
him.
to
I was
your
like,
name.
come on.
Can I have it? Can I have it, please?
Plus ones. It's really good, promise.
Boom. Oh, do we need to say like, subscribe? That's what they get us to do now. They go, say like and subscribe. And we're like, ah, I'm shy.